Hello, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Beth Ann. Today I am wrapping up my reading for the February readathon, the Black Authortuber Readathon, which is hosted by Margaret. I will link to her channel and I will link to the kickoff video for the readathon down below. So for those who haven't heard of it, the Black Authortuber Readathon takes place during the month of February, and it's an opportunity to support and celebrate Black authors who also maintain YouTube channels. And the list of people who fit that category is getting bigger every year that Margaret's done this, which is really exciting to see. So for this year, I chose two authors. And in the month of February, I read two books. So I read Blood Like Fate by Liselle Sambury, and I will link to her channel down below. And I read The Diary Succession of Lies by J.C. Carpenter, and I will link to her channel down below as well. I started in February, but did not finish until early March. The sequel to Blood Like Magic, which I'm just realizing I don't have here at my desk. Anyway, it's Blood Like Fate. Whacking myself in the face because this is a duology. But today I'll just be focusing on these two books since that's what I actually read for the readathon. So I'll talk about Liselle Sambury's book first, Blood Like Magic. This is a first-person YA book. The inside cover says ages 14 and up. And I think that's appropriate, but it also, like, the themes in here are very adult and just a teenager dealing with real life stuff. So I certainly got a lot of enjoyment out of this as an adult and saw myself in the character and everything. So I definitely think it's, it's for teenagers, but it's also for 35-year-olds. So I thought this book was absolutely fantastic. It blew me away. The writing was really compelling and just grabbed me, straight in. The main character, Voya, is just an absolute delight to get to know. She is a 16-year-old in these books, and she's part of a witch family that is a matriarchal family. So all of the witch families in this book are matriarchal. And Voya at age 16 goes through her calling, which is when you get your magical powers, and that happens through an encounter with one of your ancestors. And the ancestor sort of evaluates you, gives you a task, and then the ancestor kind of bestows your powers on you. And it seems like in the magic system in this book, everybody can do kind of like basic things with magic, but then everybody also has a gift that is like the particular strength that they have, the particular way that their gift manifests. Like Voya has an uncle, for example, where when he kind of like touches people, particularly pregnant people, the birth goes well, and the birth is safe. And so he became a doctor and was an OBGYN, I guess. So she has an aunt who just starts fires, is her power. So everybody has a particular gift, as well as being able to do basic things with magic. And there's a whole lot going on in this book. It's set in the near future. I forget exactly which years, just like a couple decades ahead of where we are now, in a world where people can have a lot of modifications, both surgically, also genetically, and some of them are quite minor, like little like chip implants that let you just kind of like not have to wear glasses, I guess would be one example. But you can like see basically your smartphone. Like you can see all that stuff like in your eyes. You can check the weather and like things like that. You can respond to messages, read messages. So that's all kind of implanted. And so a lot of the drama and the plot of the book is related to how magic and how these magical gifts that these witch families have might be encoded genetically. And so a lot of the tension comes from there's this outside genetic company that has been messing around with these witch families. And that's all kind of coming to a head and drives the plot and the tension in this book in ways that I found really fascinating and interesting and very relevant to issues that we already face in society today. So like I said, I just loved the book. I thought the storytelling was really well done, and I really liked the characters. So I would absolutely recommend it. And I went right on to the second book and devoured it. And I also thought that one was excellent. Great books all around. Then the other book I read, The Diary, Succession of Lies. The idea behind this book is that our main character, Carly, her mother has just died before the book opens. Her mother's name is Corinne, and Corinne was an incredibly successful woman. She was an author and a business owner, an entrepreneur, and she had raised Carly and her two siblings with their dad. And so, Carly thought they had this really great family. She was best friends with her mom and loved her mom. And then one of the things that her mother leaves her on her death is her diary. And her family had known that she kept diaries, but this particular diary is about one of her most impactful sort of romantic relationships. And so Carly reads that diary through the course of this book. And while she's reading the diary and learning about all of her mother's secrets and her past, she's also dealing with the fallout of her mother's death and what that does to her family. And so actually I was a little bit pleasantly surprised, but sort of like Voya in Blood Like Magic, we have another story about a young woman who's thrust into these very emotional, like high stakes leadership positions within their family. So that happens to Voya in Blood Like Magic, and that happens to Carly here as she's trying to be everything for everybody in the wake of her mother's death. So there's a lot of just like family drama and family relationships in here, which was really interesting to read. And one of the other things that I liked about it was we get the entries from her mother Corinne's diary, and we can kind of see how that drives Carly and drives the plot. But we're also in Carly's head. So this is another first-person narrative, and so we're getting her stream of consciousness as she reacts to the diary and as she reacts to everything going on in her family. And so it almost felt like a diary within a diary. Like we weren't getting Carly writing a diary, but it almost kind of felt like that because we were just getting such the like raw version of her like emotions and her thoughts and how she interpreted them and what she did with them. So I really liked that. Carly just really felt like such a well fleshed out, developed character because we're right there in her head. So I really like that. I did not like what the author put her through because I loved Carly and she went through a lot in this book. So I'm just going to put that out there. But yeah, and this one, definitely not YA. This is, a young woman who's pretty established in her career. She's got like clear like next steps and milestones she wants to reach, but she's definitely not, early 20s teenager sort of person. She's established. She's kind of got her life together. She's made some mistakes in her own love life, but she's she's a grown-up person. So sort of different feel than Blood Like Magic, but like interestingly again seeing just like some similar themes, the importance of family and what happens when there's family trauma and a history in your family, and what that does to these two female protagonists who are really managing their families in the kind of the modern era of the book. So that is it for my Black Authortuber reading for this year. It's a readathon that I really love, and I will plan to continue with it in 2025 because Margaret, I think, is already committed to hosting it again. So I will put links down below. I'd love to talk about these books. If anybody has questions or if you've read them and want to share what you thought, that would be great. I'll see you on the next video. Thanks. Bye.